Here with Carlos Acosta. Carlos been around a long time in through-wide racing. Done a lot of things from winning races, owning RKM, and now making a mark in broadcasting. You've done a lot, but what else do you want to do in your career in through-wide racing? What else do you want to accomplish?
Ooh, one thing I've wanted to do for a long time is lead the points, even for like a week or something. I got very close at the start of the B series in 2017. I was at one point like 3 points behind, I think Eric Mickey or whoever it was. But I could never lead the points. And I won a couple races, but it's not much. I would like to win some more, especially in 2018. But I just I like to lead the points for once.
What's your plans for the 2018 season? Racing full-time in both series, or just sticking to one and part-time to maybe the other?
Well, my plan was to race both in all the series last year. Unfortunately, I got stuck with some prior work commitments on Mondays, and I had to miss the majority of the Cup series. But I do plan on racing full time again this year, and then I don't foresee myself having any issues on not making any races. So I should be good to go. I made every start in the B series last year. I want to do it on both series this year now.
You haven't won in a while,
Thank you.
but but the first race of the year, obviously the biggest race of the year, three wide Daytona 250. You've been competitive on the super speedways. How big would it be to win that three wide Daytona 250?
And I almost did it a couple years ago. I almost did it, and I almost won the B one last year. It's just it would be awesome. It would be fantastic. It would be a blast. I would speak Spanish nonstop for a week. But yeah, that'd be fantastic. I know I'm not the best at super speedways, but I know I can run very fast laps. The Talladega race for the B series, I tied for the pole against Luis. We had the same time, and iRacing gave him the pole. So I know I can be fast. I can be competitive up in super speedways at least. I just need to be sure I can stay up there and not get taken out or take other people out with me.
Well, Carlos, we wish you the best of luck for 2018. We're going to see a lot of you in the broadcast booth, a lot of you doing other things inside the broadcast booth for Three Wide TV and hopefully doing good things on the track. So best of luck to you, Carlos. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, if it's gonna be one person to win that interview, it's gonna be this person here, Peter Short. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Now I'm fine. Last year you won almost everything there was to win. You dominated the Cup, the Rock, and Dirt series. How can you top 2017?
Well, I had one championship that I ran last season that got away from me, and that was the Nathan Young Designs B Car Series. And Paul Ross was able to finish off that season really well, and he was really able to show us up at Phoenix, and then was able to carry all that momentum onto Homestead. And I had that one get away from me this season. Of course, I won't be in the driver development series, but I will be in the Triple Crown and the Truck Series and the Cup Series. And three series for me, and hopefully I can walk away with three championships. You got to go for all the championships that you're in, and I wasn't quite able to do that last year, but hopefully can do that this year.
Well, you definitely showed your worth as a rookie, may I add, for three wide at least. I don't know how long you've been running in iRacing or any sims. Now, I do have a personal question I would like to ask you. What happened at Watkins Glen?
Um,
Your
well,
your your good old buddy Cam told me that you went to go sign some autographs or shake some hands down in turn one.
yeah, I was asking my brakes to cooperate, and they said nope. So I took a little excursion. We went off, tripping through the upstate New York. I mean, it was beautiful scenery off there in the runoff at turn one. And there were some fans over there. They wanted my autograph. I signed them, came back on the track. And, I thought I'd come back in front of Cameron, but Cameron had passed me. And, that's the way it goes. Watkins Glen was such a fun race. Um, I was pressured that entire second run by Cameron and made a small little mistake. and actually made the same mistake 2 laps in a row, and I wanted to back up my turn 1, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if I just backed it up too much, got on the brakes too hard, and the back end came out. But Watkins Glen was one of the funnest races of the season. Didn't come away with the win, but it was a super fun race, and I really enjoyed it.
It was a pleasure to watch. Now, speaking of Cam, he may be the answer to this question, but what drivers or driver do you feel will apply the most pressure to you for a repeat?
Man, there's some really great drivers in this league. You look at Sam. Sam won it 2 seasons ago, and he was runner-up last year. So I know Sam is going to be putting on the pressure again this year. Chuck Sweeting. I mean, that guy is ridiculously fast at some tracks, and I think at Michigan or something, he won, or he was like 20 seconds ahead of me, and I felt like I put together a pretty good Michigan race, and he just wiped up the floor, and I was like, whoa. So I think he's going to be hard to beat, and I think Chuck raced us a little bit easier when we were in the chase because he didn't want to upset one of the chase drivers, and I completely respect that. I think he's a great addition to this league. I'm really looking forward to racing Chuck this season, kind of heads up for the entire year. Then you have Drew, who's kind of this question mark. How much is Drew going to run? Is he going to run the full series? Last year he quote unquote retired, but then he obviously didn't.
He's splitting the Cup Series with Race.
He says that. He says that now. He says that now. We'll wait and see when it comes to the actual season. Not 100% sure how much Race is actually going to get to race, so it might end up being mostly Drew. But he always got to keep an eye on him. And then Paul. Paul was able to come away with the B Car Championship with a absolute stellar last few races. Like I said, can't rule him out. 3 OG's got a good lineup, and it's going to be really interesting to see who goes into this driver development series. I know a lot of the teams have been pulling out drivers from former leagues they've run and friends that they've raced with, and it's a big question mark. Someone might kind of come in and do kind of what Chuck did at Michigan to the whole series. You don't really know. When I came here last year, I was told that the competition level is really high and all that, and it was. I had to step up my game. The first few races for me didn't go all too great, especially on like 1.5 miles, and I felt like I continued to improve throughout the year. So, your last in the chase, you have to be really good, and with the way the chase works out, you have Paul winning the B Car Championship, but I think he was knocked out in the first round of the A Car Championship. So when it comes down to it, it's going to be a really interesting championship, and that's a testament to what a playoff system brings you. So we're really looking forward to it, and it's going to be a lot of fun this season.
All right. Now, one last question for you, and I asked this one to Cam. It was released a couple of days before the season finale at Homestead that somebody tallied up the points without a chase, and you and Cam were within points, within a hand points apart from each other. How does that make you feel?
Well, it wasn't actually. It was not Cameron and myself. It was Cameron and Sam. Those 2 drivers had a great season. I had some rough finishes in the A car season. I think I was like 30 points behind those 2. I had finishes like Milwaukee, Iowa, and a couple others where I either got wrecked or I put myself in a really bad position. Atlanta, for example. But Sam and Cameron, those 2 people were just consistent every race, and they would finish pretty much every race. That's one thing that I look at Sam last season, and I was like, whoa, you've finished almost every race. There are a couple of races I had bad finishes, and that allowed them to kind of jump away from me. So that's something I'm going to try and work on this year. I'm trying to not get myself in bad situations and get to try and finish some of these races. But, you say that. on the track, you never really know what's going to happen. But we're really looking forward to it.
All right. Well, I apologize for that. I could have sworn it was you and Cam. Sorry to Sam. Also, well deserved to be here, to have his name up there. Thank you so much, Peter. I'm glad you took the time out to join us at 3 White TV. And we hope you have a great year in 2018. And maybe take it easy for some of the not so fast people. Me.
Oh, thank you guys. Good luck to 3 Wide TV. I hope you all have a really exciting driver development series with so many cars. It looks like it's going to be awesome. So I hope you have fun up there in the booth.
Thank you so much. And you heard it from our champions.